These two were arrested after their 18-day-old baby suffered horrific abuse. Nia posted a video about Taylor Free and Benjamin Altman like 2 months ago, asking if anyone had any information on why the two had been arrested, because Benjamin Altman was charged with first-degree battery and Taylor Free had been charged with permitting abuse. I did get a message, and that message, what it said in that message, it seems to be pretty on point for what the affidavit actually says. So let's go through the affidavit. So on August 26th, the White County Sheriff's Office was notified of an 18-day-old infant that was at Unity Health Hospital in Searcy and was going to be transported to Arkansas Children's Hospital. The baby had a head injury. Unity Health felt that it was probably due to child abuse, possibly due to child abuse. So they called in a report to the Arkansas State Police Child Abuse Hotline due to the fact that the initial medical evaluation indicated signs that the child had been shaken. Did you know there's actually a team at Arkansas Children's Hospital that works on these sorts of things? They're called the Arkansas Children's Hospital Team for Children at Risk, TCAR. Anyway, TCAR evaluated the child and did feel like this was due to probably the child being shaken. The child had a few injuries initially that were noted, like subdural hemorrhaging, which is a brain bleed, and bilateral retinal hemorrhaging, which is bleeding in the eyes. How hard do you have to shake an infant, a newborn, for there to be bleeding in their eyes and in their brain? I'm just wondering. The parents of the baby, Taylor Free being the mom and Benjamin Altman being the father, were asked to come down to the White County Sheriff's Office the next day to be interviewed. It's never a good sign when they're wanting you to be interviewed. They should have known. So both of them came down and made statements. So first, let's talk about Taylor's statement. Taylor told police that she and Benjamin Altman were the only two people that were around the child at any time when the child could have been injured, right? She also told police that she didn't know anything that had happened that injured that baby. She didn't see anything, she didn't know anything, and she wasn't about anything. But she did eventually say that she had witnessed Benjamin Altman shake the baby on several occasions. Not just once, several occasions. And she then demonstrated that with a doll that they had there. And when she held the doll by the shoulders and shook it in a way where the head was going back and forth, completely unsupported. Police asked Taylor Free, like, did you do anything to try to stop him? She was like, well, I told him a few times to quit. When she was asked why she never reported it, she said, I don't know, and shrugged her shoulders. This is her child that she gave birth to 19 days prior, because, it was 18 days. The baby was 18 days when it went to the hospital. 19 days ago, this baby came from your body, and you shrug at, well, I don't know why I didn't tell anybody that my baby was being abused. When Benjamin Altman was interviewed, he said also he didn't know what happened to the baby. He didn't know how the baby could have been injured. Then he said, and this is a classic, that he had memory issues. So it's possible that he had shaken the baby, but he just didn't remember. He said, with my own two eyes, I have never witnessed my arms shake the baby like that. But he then said that he didn't think that Taylor would be lying if she said that she saw him shake the baby like that. The police then posed the question, so if she said she saw it, there's a pretty good chance it happened. And he said, it's a pretty high chance. I'm just not aware if I'm doing it. He did say that he didn't think Taylor would be capable of injuring the baby, so any injury to the baby is probably because of him. So when we're talking injuries to this baby, this 18-day-old precious little soul that I just can't imagine. Honestly, I just can't. As a mother, I cannot imagine. But when we're talking injuries to this baby had a brain bleed, had a bilateral retinal hemorrhaging, so bleeding in both eyes. The baby also had a fracture to its skull, which police believe is caused by an impact injury. So Benjamin Altman was charged with 2 counts of domestic battery in the first degree. Those are both Y felonies. Taylor was charged with permitting abuse, which is a B felony. And guys, please spare my time and yours by sending me messages saying, take that down because blah, 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 blah. I don't care. I really don't care. It's public record and it's going to stay up. Secondly, please do not send me messages with sympathy for these two. A freaking animal in the wild would know not to shake their baby back and forth. I don't care how old they are, that they've never had kids before. It doesn't take 2 brain cells to figure out that this is hurting your baby. When babies are born, any parent, I think, could tell you that they have no way of communicating except for crying. They cry when they're hungry. They cry when they're tired. They cry when they need to be changed. They cry when they need to be held. They only have that ability to tell you anything. So in response to that, you're going to shake the baby because you just can't stand their crying. How about you just don't have children? I'm sorry, but I'm just so sick of seeing children being harmed in any way. But this way, it just gets me to my core core. To my knowledge, Taylor Free and Benjamin Altman are still sitting in the White County Detention Center where they belong. I don't have any sympathy for them. I don't care, like I said, that they are first time parents. She sat there and shrugged her shoulders and said she didn't know why she didn't call police. She didn't step in to try to stop him from shaking the baby. She just was like, hey, don't do that, while he was violently shaking this child, this helpless child, this 18-day old baby that couldn't even hold its head up by itself. Imagine this, couldn't even hold its head up by itself, but you're shaking it and its head's just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth because it doesn't have the ability to hold its head up. That's what you're doing to your child that you created, that you brought into this world. I'll update if any more information becomes available, but I truly just hope that this baby is somewhere safe away from these two. Oh, and in case you're wondering, she's 20, he is 28 years old.